You did not come to the world to conform to it. You came to the world to transform it. There is nothing common about who you are. There is nothing common about the environment in which you were born. There is nothing common about the family through which you came to earth. And there is nothing accidental about the circumstances you now find yourself in. You see, nature designed you as a unique instrument of transformation. The world is full of opportunity. The world is moving forward. Creation is always taking place. And it takes the imagination of people operating within circumstances that they transform into opportunities. That is what you are here for. I am Godfrey Eshoh, and it's a privilege for me to be able to share my experience with you today. I was born in a small village called Mbatu in Bamenda. And when I was growing up, just being in the coast was a status symbol. So when children came home for holiday, the fact that they were coming from the coast did not matter whether they were coming from Tole or Malende or my 16 Boya. Being in the coast was itself a privilege. I grew up in that village, went to school, went to secondary school in a new college that they had just opened in my village. And even though we did not have electricity, we did not have libraries, we did not have laboratories, I graduated best science student in my school. That took me to Sase College where I did high school. From there I came to the University of Boya and I graduated as a laboratory scientist. Fast forward, I am speaking to you from the United States of America, where I live and I run two companies, one based here in America and one based in Cameroon. I have had 15 solid years of professional experience in the Cameroonian public service in the Ministry of Health and in the private sector in the Ministry of Higher Education. The experiences I have gathered were fueled by my passion to transform my story into something unique. In my experience, I have discovered that the reason why people remain where they are is because they are so comfortable in this syndrome that I call the comfort zone syndrome. And the comfort zone syndrome has a number of characteristics that I'll list to you so that you can examine your life and see if you find them there. 1, you're so dependent on other people to solve your problems for you. 2, you are always complaining about what is not right. 3, you're always shifting the blame for what is wrong on someone else. Next, when it comes to you taking action, you always have an excuse why you should not do it. Next, sometimes when you are even given opportunities, the way you avoid doing them is that you postpone action, you procrastinate. And then there are times when you actually have no excuse. You can no longer procrastinate. You are forced to act. But what do? You self-sabotage. You know, if you can find any of these characteristics in your life, that may be the reason why you are remaining in the same place or why you're making effort, but the effort is not yielding fruit. If you understand your subconscious mind and find the seeds that are blocking your progress, then you'll be able to uproot those seeds and then take a leap into your destiny as agents of transformation. Life is so huge that you cannot spend it all trying just to survive, just to earn your daily bread. You see, I think in terms of being the bakery that will provide bread for others. And it is this mentality that, gives me the faith to think big and see everything as possible. Just a few years ago, I was actually living at Kasala Lodge in between my 17 and my 16. And I used to spend most of my evenings walking inside the bushes, wondering what those forests were meant for, wondering what those forests were doing there. I remember one weekend I actually trekked from mile 16 to Mutengene through those plantations and new layouts that are being created. On a particular day, I was deep inside one forest where there were only streams and wild bushes and sounds of birds. And in that forest, I had a vision of a city that has been built from scratch by us. Because I'm tired of this clustering of houses, face me, I face you, houses with no toilets, children being born, growing up and dying where their parents were, and nothing changing. Is because what? We don't use our imagination. But the day I had this vision that we don't need to use things as we met them, we can transform things. That day I had this vision, this notion that yes, we can actually take a blank piece of paper, design our own cities, and build them into the modern cities that we desire. That is just one example of transformation. Every aspect of society needs transformation. And every one of you sitting here listening to this video, you have an imagination in which a unique idea is being incubated that we can tap to transform not only Mile 16, not only Boya, not only Cameroon, not only Africa, but humanity as a whole. In order for you to transform society, you must first transform yourself. So I'll give you 5 tools of self-transformation. The first one is specialized knowledge. They say knowledge is power, but the truth is, it is specialized knowledge organized into a practical plan that is power. Invest in knowledge and you will not regret it. The next is specialized skills. Knowledge translated into skills will be able to provide services that you can market to your community. So whatever position you find yourself in, think of the skills that you can develop, which you can market to transform your community. Then we have specialized networks. A specialized network is simply an intentionally selected network of people who are of value to you as mentors, as investors, as business partners, as your mastermind alliance, as your customers. Don't be a fan of social networks that are draining your energy and bringing you nothing in return. Invest in beneficial networks. Then we have specialized attributes. Success is a spirit, it's a character. So you must have the character traits that make for a leader, a successful entrepreneur, a successful professional. Invest in those character traits that will increase your value in society. Finally, you have your specialized practices. I admire priests and pastors who celebrate mass or services on a daily basis as a duty. I admire nuns who pray their rosary or any form of prayer they are devoted to, or monks who meditate on a daily basis as a duty. You see, human beings are creatures of habit, and the thing that you do habitually defines the domain in which you will become a genius. There is nothing you cannot achieve if you cultivate a habitual lifestyle in that domain. One little action every day, even for just 15 minutes in your domain of interest, will amount to the unlocking of the genius that lies within you.